I am Joe.
And I'm Kokoy.
Together we are
TITOS with UKULELES.
You might be wondering why I, of all people, have hair.
Yes, because today we're going to be discussing a Kiss band inspired ukulele. So now, Joe, we can remove our hair. Yeah, okay. Drop it. Yeah, so what we have here is a very interesting ukulele. By the shape of it, you'd be wondering how the heck do you play this one, right?
So, okay, it's an Ibanez.
Okay, it's an Ibanez, whatever you want to call it. This one is the Ibanez ICEMAN. Now, if you are a fan of Kiss, the band, this is the guitar that Paul Stanley, also known as STARCHILD, I wonder why he didn't call himself the Iceman. Okay, also known as STARCHILD, eventually played. Oh, he played a lot of different instruments, but this is one of the ones he was favoring. Now, this is the ICEMAN. It's an Ibanez model that's actually comes from the roots from the 1970s. That's why the Kiss, the band, is one of the ones who popularized this one.
Yeah, it really looks like an electric guitar. I think part of the look is also because, well, you know, you have a no-tie bridge and electric guitars don't have tie bridges. So that helps with the look. I like the binding. It's glossy black. Okay, hey, yeah, that's a preamp.
Yes, of course, it's supposed to be an electric ukulele. Yeah, it's specifically designed to be played like the electric style, but it does resonate well, which we will show in a sound sample. But this ICEMAN, if you know, one of the reasons why Ibanez called it the ICEMAN, which was not its original name. It was just part of the artist series because they just wanted something that's different and maybe artists can pick up on. But they noticed that the jagged edges look like those ice fractures. So they decided to call this the ICEMAN. And eventually, later on, Paul Stanley kind of favored the design of that electric guitar and picked it up.
Okay, you know, first things first. One of the things I like about this is this.
That it can stand well.
Yeah.
Paul stand well.
Yeah, it can stand well. Sometimes when we position our ukes here for the video, you know, they fall over. We gotta hold it in place. This one stands on its own, so that's a plus.
Yes, this is the ICEMAN. That it stands well. Now, it is played electrically. Favored to be played electrically because one thing that you might notice when you look around, this is kind of a hefty ukulele.
Yeah.
And the body's everywhere is thick, right? It's very thick. You can even see it in the sound hole that the body is almost 3 times thicker than the normal sides, right? That is because they really wanted you to play. I mean, when you have a more thick body, either the sides or top, it's technically a semi-hollow by then. So it's kind of like also a chambered where they chamber technically.
Yeah, you know, I was expecting to see space from here all the way until here, but no, it's cut off somewhere here and there.
Oh yeah, that's one thing I noticed when I got this is that the wood is actually this thick. Yeah, the wood cuts here. So the wing, the horn, and this part is actually kind of a solid wood. And back here, it is a bit hollow, but the wood on the outside. That also helps with the shape, because otherwise it will be hard to shape a very thin wood like this. So they just routed the wood out. So it is technically a chambered or a hollow body. Now, when you notice the pickup, okay, what you have here is the Ibanez AEQT UT, which is the ukulele version. It is a pickup, a preamp that is powered by 2 CR2032s. And it only has a bass.
2032 or 2302?
2032.
Okay.
Yeah. So this has a tuner. Okay. This one is the 2019 model which they released in the NAMM Winter Collection. Yeah, quite fitting for an ICEMAN. The new version has the hole on the side. So when you look at this, when you look and try to buy this now, you wouldn't find the one with the sound hole. You will find the hole here. But one thing I noticed about the pickup, it will sound pretty well. what we can do is we can show you now the sound sample. Why don't we show them the sound sample? We will show it without the pickup and also with the pickup. But this time we'll be running it through a very special amplifier. Now let's go.
Go.
You show us everything you got. You keep on dancing and the room gets hot. You drive us wild, we'll drive you crazy. I wanna rock and roll all night and party every day. I wanna rock and roll all night and party every day. I wanna rock and roll all night and party every day. I wanna rock and roll all night.
All right, that's it, man. It's like a rockin'. You make me wanna shout.
Okay. It has heft, but there's good resonance right here.
Yes. Ibanez did a pretty good job here because it is a very thick body, but even if you play it acoustically, it's actually pretty nice. It does have that little whoa because it's on the way when you play a very thick instrument, it has that it doesn't wow, it's whoa, right?
Okay. Now you were telling me that there is a problem with the pickup.
Okay, that's a good thing because we'll be featuring more of these acoustic electric ukuleles, running it through different kinds of amplifier. The last one that you've seen was the pig nose, which is a very special amplifier designed for the electric guitar, but can be used for the ukulele. One thing that I can say about preamps, no matter what brand they are, like this is an Ibanez, after a few years, you will run into a couple of issues. Like this one, I got this, of course, this is a 2019, so it's kind of old, right? In ukulele sense.
About 7 years old.
Oh, yeah. So the pickup is defective by now. Now, depends on probably how you take care of your ukuleles, but because electronics really age badly, and what happened here was that the contacts eventually kind of corroded probably on the inside, and these are chips. Again, when you're using passive, that is just straight line.
You told me one of these dials they seized, right?
Yes, sometimes when you store them badly, these dials will seize because these dials are also probably lined by rubber on the inside. The switch of the tuner is also the same as the volume dial, which created the issue. So after those many years, what the issue was that this one was stuck to begin with, and that also meant that somewhere in the switches those switches were stuck, so it was draining the battery. You put in a battery for this particular unit. After the next day, you've drained all of it.
So, I think what you told me was that to solve that problem, you converted this from a passive to from an active to a passive.
Correct. The type I remedied this was the one the sound sample that you listened to did not make use of this active because I already disconnected it and just ran it straight through the nice pickup over here. Now, I usually suggest that for those kinds of models where age can be a factor when you're trying to upgrade. For one thing, that the body is so thick that technically there is rather no other a preamp that will fit here than the very rare Ibanez preamp.
Okay. Aside from converting this from active to passive, what other modifications did you do?
Now the nice thing about this is that they supplied you with the black strings to begin with, but you know us, we love it low, so we put it on the low G end. I picked up a wound string from a classical guitar setup. Okay, so for those people who want to convert your ukuleles to low G but have trouble finding the correct ones, especially if you want the black low G, you can take it from a high tension classical nylon set. Okay, this one is an Alice set that came with a wound G string, which is good for the low G. So we were talking about which string to use when you're trying to adjust taking it from a set, right? Because again, the string gauges are different by a certain micromillimeter. Because this is a high tension G string from a classical set which has a longer scale. When you convert this for shorter scale like this tenor scale, because it's high tension, that takes care of a little difference with feeling when you're putting it on a shorter scale. So it is kind of perfect. So I do suggest that. It's an Alice brand. If you buy the regular Diodaro or other strings, it's going to be expensive to change.
So this thing just has so much wood. What is it made of?
The technicalities of this wood is roughly, I think it's probably like a mahogany type wood. Okay, you can check out the details. It actually has a truss rod, by the way, coming from here. You can see that there's a truss rod.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at this point, the kind of wood that you will have over here, it's not gonna be too much of the we're going to go for the tonal wood, right? Because you're looking at something very solid, and at that point, it would be like, why would you have a spruce this thick, right? So when you're buying an instrument like this, you're really looking at the looks and functionality.
Okay. So you have a strap button here.
Yes, it only came with one strap button.
So you really want to put this?
Yes, and I put it over here. What do you think about it?
Well, I don't like it. My Lanica has a strap button right in the same spot, but when I have my strap in there, it just keeps on popping off.
Yeah. Well, actually, the reason I put it over here is not only for, of course, the practicality or aesthetics, because the original ICEMAN, most of the time, they put the strap over here. For one thing, putting the strap over here, where usually you would have the electric guitars, it would easily pop up. Now, if I put it over here by the heel, you might have trouble because of the horn. So putting it over here was the kind of the best choice, considering that this is a, well, of course, also when you look at it straightforward, if it's aesthetically nice. When you put it on the table, this kind of helps not scratch it from the table because it lifts it up. But yes, I do get your concern, which is why this is one of the few ukuleles that come with a very, 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 very big strap button. I kind of tried to match it with also an equally big over here, but not as big as this Ibanez.
I just wish that they had kept up with the whole electric guitar look, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but they use closed gear tuners.
Yeah, because electric guitar. Oh yeah, because
it's open.
The thing with this is that the narrow head, the narrow head you will see will not. It will not help to have those closed gear tuners. It's gonna bump into each other. It's also one of the reasons. And I believe also this might be, I don't have an ICEMAN electric guitar, but also because the closed tuners are a more modern adaptation, and since this is like the 70s where most of the time, even in the other brands, they would have used open gear. But yeah, this is a rocking instrument. I kind of liked it at first. There was a big question mark whether I should get this, right?
Yeah.
Now again, when you buy this now, you would see the more electric looking version without the sound hole. So that's a big plus without the sound hole. But also that could affect how the sound will project when you're playing it without the amp.
But, you know, for me, aesthetically, the way this looks a lot more appealing than the electric guitar-looking ukes of Fender.
Yeah, you mean the one with the headstocks and stuff like that. Yeah, because this particularly does have that specific shape. This also is cheaper with $250. Well, roughly in the range of the Fender ones. But this is $250 roughly now. Ibanez did come with the different colors for the previous model, maybe until now in some regions. I've seen a red one and I think a dark blue one. However, they are not marketing it as much as before. What they're now marketing is their more modern, for those people who know electric guitars, the standard shapes that are being used by people like Joe Satriani or Steve Vai. Now they have the double horn. So this kind of shape, the Iceman shape, is not being used as much for the ukulele line. I've only seen it in Europe. If you check online, so even people from the US, you might have a hard time finding this. And if you do find at a relative price within that range, the $250 range, do pick it up because this will probably be out of production real soon. You know one trivia about the Iceman? Okay, this is the Iceman, which has been adapted by Paul Stanley, right? Okay, a younger player, Paul Gilbert from the band Mr. Big, also has a signature model from Ibanez called the Fireman, because specifically he wanted it on the reverse. I mean, he played normally, he's a right-handed player. However, he had them make a mirror of the Iceman, which he called the Fireman. And hopefully someday they'll have the ukulele version of the Fireman. Could add to the collection, correct?
Yeah. Okay, guys, we need your likes, we need your subs.
Yes.
You know, really keeps us going.
And we'll be featuring more of these acoustic electric, running it through different kinds of amplifiers. So watch out also for our episodes on featuring amplifiers aside from ukuleles. So do catch us in our next episode.